Thank you for tuning in to Inside Taiwan. I'm Melvin Tan. New Taipei City and Jingmen County will become the first two municipalities in Taiwan to offer 7 categories of cross-municipality household registration services in August, including ID card applications. The measure will benefit an estimated 30,000 Jingmen County natives living in New Taipei City through video conference. The Ministry of the Interior, however, questions whether identification through video can replace in-person applications. The MOI will convene a meeting of city and county representatives and finalize a processing model by the end of July.
Beginning on August 1st, the 30,000 Jingmen County natives living in New Taipei City will be able to register births, deaths, marriages, divorces, and name changes, as well as applying for ID cards in New Taipei City instead of having to fly back to Jingmen. Videos will be used for identification purposes. The Ministry of the Interior, however, has doubts on whether identification through video can replace in-person applications. Under the Household Registration Act, those that need to have their ID cards replaced must apply in person. As replacing IDs and changing IDs are different processes, New Taipei City and Jingmen County's new program may facilitate fraud and other risks. The MOI will be convening a meeting of city and county representatives to discuss relevant issues, including whether video identification constitutes in-person application, facilities, and jurisdiction. A final decision is expected before the end of July.
Former National Jinan University President Richard Lee, National Taiwan Normal University Department of Education Special Education Professor Emeritus Wu Wudian, and former Taipei City Department of Education Commissioner Guo Shengyu joined academics and parents outside the Legislative Yuan on the morning of June 25th to protest the rushed implementation of the 12-year compulsory education system. Lee said the system has no meaning and worried that it would be unfair to disadvantaged students living in rural areas, and while Wu said the system has many deficiencies and rushing ahead with it would lead to disaster.
The Ma administration is rushing to get laws related to the 12-year compulsory education system passed during the extra legislative yuan session, which opened on June 25th. Former National Jinan University President Richard Lee therefore headed to Taipei to express his opposition to rushing ahead with the implementation of the system. He said he was worried that the system would be unfair towards disadvantaged students living in rural areas, and added that the reforms have lost meaning. He concluded that the government was on the verge of making a grave mistake. Other academics, including National Taiwan Normal University Department of Special Education Professor Emeritus Wu Wudian and former Taipei City Department of Education Commissioner Guo Shengyu, also joined the protests outside the Legislative Yuan. They called for the 12-year compulsory education system to be postponed so that it can take root over the next year and focus on technical education. They said that if the implementation of the system is rushed, it will be a catastrophe for Taiwan's education system and future students.
According to the Director General of Budget Accounting and Statistics, the unemployment rate fell by 0.01% from April to 4.06% in May, hitting the lowest point in the last 5 years. However, the unemployment rate for the 20 to 24 age group increased by 0.55%, indicating that youths are still having trouble finding employment. As more students are graduating in June, the DGBAS predicts an increase in the unemployment rate for June.
Mr. Lin is in his 20s and has been unemployed for the last 4 years. In the last 3 months, he has applied for 50 game design jobs, but has yet to receive a favorable response. He currently works 4 part-time jobs to earn a monthly wage of 20,000 NT dollars. According to the latest statistics released by the Director General of Budget, Accounting and Statistics, the unemployment rate fell by 0.01% from April to hit 4.06% in May. While this is the lowest point the figure has hit in the last 5 years, individuals in the 20 to 24 age group are still experiencing difficulties with finding employment, as their figure increased by 0.55%. The DGBAS predicts an even higher unemployment rate for the month of June, as more students will be graduating. average monthly earnings between the months of January to April fell by 1.09% to 51,674 NT dollars. The main reason for this decrease is due to lower year-end bonuses. If the inflation rate of 1.62% is deducted, real average earnings hit a 4-year low, totaling 50,562 NT dollars. Manpower Bank also discovered that approximately 70% of companies say that they will be hiring during the third quarter of the year. The average monthly salary for positions in public service, healthcare, pastoral, environmental, and government sectors stands at 30,137 NT dollars. As this figure is 6.83% lower than that of the second quarter, companies seem to be paying new employees less generously.
When conscription is replaced with an all-volunteer military next year, males born after January 1st, 1994 can either attend university or have a chance to play baseball after graduating from high school. The Chinese Professional Baseball League recently held its first mid-season draft for high school players. 13 of the 25 high school players that entered the draft were selected by the league's 4 teams.
25 high school baseball players registered for the Chinese Professional Baseball League's first mid-season high school draft. 13 of the players were selected by the league's 4 teams during the draft, including Hualien Experimental Physical Education Senior High School's Fan Yuyu. Fan, who attended the draft, was selected by his favorite team, the Ida Rhinos, in the first round. Gaoyuan Industrial Commercial Vocational High School's Chen Zihao, who impressed teams at the Esun Cup, was simultaneously selected by the Brother Elephants and Lamigo Monkeys in the second round. The Elephants won a subsequent drawing for Chen. In related news, the CPBL has decided that Guo Hongzhi will not have to enter the draft if he decides to return to Taiwan. However, the team that eventually signs Guo will have to give up its first, second, and third round picks in the next draft. Ida Rhinos manager Xu Shenming has criticized the CPBL's ruling and did not attend the draft. Ida Rhinos coach Feng Shengxian, who attended the draft in Xu's place, downplayed Xu's absence.
A new survey by the Child Welfare League Foundation has found that 32% of disadvantaged students are either afraid or unwilling to accept free meals provided by local government and charities through convenience stores or restaurants. Reasons included a reluctance to register personal data and the loss of face. The survey also discovered that disadvantaged students dread summer vacation because they have nowhere to go and because it means an end to free school lunches for the period.
According to a new survey conducted by the Child Welfare League Foundation, 61% of disadvantaged students dread summertime. They cited reasons such as not being able to learn, as well as not having anywhere to go and having to stay home alone. Meanwhile, 23% said it's because they no longer have the lunches provided by schools, while 13% answered that summertime means working to earn money. Therefore, 65% want to go back to school as quickly as possible. The survey also found that 32% of disadvantaged school children are unwilling or afraid to accept the free meals provided by local governments and charities through convenience stores and restaurants because they are reluctant to leave personal information and lose face. In light of this information, the Child Welfare League Foundation has started a program to deliver meals to disadvantaged school children during the summer so that they will be able to eat nutritious meals. It will also subsidize 100 or so school kitchens to provide meals for 3,000 disadvantaged students.
Taiwan High-Speed Rail Corporation will hold its annual shareholders meeting on June 25th. THSRC Chairman Oh Jing-de announced that the company has already requested an extension for its concession period to 99 years. And according to Oh, the nation's high-speed rail system is the world's largest build, operate, transfer project, yet its concession period is the shortest in the world. The company hopes the Ministry of Transportation and Communications will grant the extension in order to alleviate the company's financial difficulties.
Taiwan High-Speed Rail Corporation reported revenues of 33.98 billion NT dollars for 2012, an increase of 1.74 billion NT dollars compared to the previous year. However, when depreciation and amortization are taken into account, the company is still over 60 billion NT dollars in debt. THSRC Chairman Oh Jing-de told shareholders that Taiwan's high-speed rail system is the world's largest BOT project, yet its concession period of 35 years is the shortest in the world. The company has asked the Ministry of Transportation and Communications to extend its concession period. THSRC will hand over reports on its financial situation to the MOTC for review. It will also consider raising ticket prices to account for rising fuel and electricity costs. In the THSRC's 6 years of operation, the company has proven that the high-speed rail system has the potential to be profitable, as it earned a profit in the last 2 years. In addition to requesting an extension to its concession period, THSRC also plans to develop large shopping centers at rail stations in Hsinchu and Taoyuan. Hopefully, these malls will enable the company to earn additional income.
There is a significant senior citizen population in Miaoli County's Dahu Township. To promote healthy eating, Dahu's Health Center asked local women to create fruit and vegetable dishes in the hopes that the township's children and seniors can enjoy the benefits of healthy diets.
Using fresh, locally procured ingredients and creativity, the women prepare dishes that are low in fat and sodium. Dahu Township's Health Center recently asked women in the community to develop a series of healthy recipes. Because 18.3% of Dahu's population is made up of senior citizens, the dishes feature mainly fruits and vegetables with high fiber, whole grain ingredients. In total, the women created 10 recipes that will be published in a cookbook and shared with the community.
Taipei Mayor Hao Longbing has announced the Furen University to Huilong section of the city's mass rapid transit Xinzhuang line will be open to traffic on the afternoon of June 29th. Passengers will be able to ride for free during the first month of operations along that section.
Taipei Mayor Hao Longbing has announced that the Furen University to Huilong section of the city's mass rapid transit's Xinzhuang line has passed inspections and will be open to traffic at 2 p.m. on June 29th. The Dachao Toll to Furen University section has been in operation since 2012. On June 29th, once Huilong and Danfeng stations open to passengers, the entire line will be in operation. The Taipei Metro Xinzhuang Depot, located in the vicinity of Huilong Station, is still under construction due to the Longshan Sanatorium controversy. Therefore, should any of the Metro cars break down and require repairs, the Furen University Station to Huilong Station section of the line will be closed to allow the Xinzhuang line to use the Zhonghe Line's depot. The city's Department of Rapid Transit System said that as long as everyday maintenance is carried out properly, the chance of a shutdown is not likely. The full opening of the Xinzhuang line is expected to raise the daily passenger volume by 21,000, and 630,000 passengers will benefit from the month of free rides.
A career fair that caters to individuals with disabilities was held on June 25th in Taichung City. Nearly 600 people applied for 700 job openings, and while the odds seem to be in favor of job applicants, many job openings were in the technology and service sectors and would require applicants to stand for a prolonged period of time. Disabled individuals still believe it is difficult to apply for jobs that are appropriate for their skill level.
This handicapped individual has now been job hunting for over a year and a half. He wanted to try to apply for an administrative position at Taichung Veterans General Hospital. However, he was only able to find a handful of jobs that he would be qualified to do. He was unable to apply for most jobs in the technology and service sectors as they require applicants to stand for prolonged periods of time. A recent graduate with multiple disabilities applied for an opening at a supermarket. He hopes to be able to make a living on his own. Disabled individuals with clutches and wheelchairs also try to find suitable job openings. This handicapped individual, who was laid off after his company was merged, was only able to apply for 2 positions. A career fair that catered to handicapped individuals was held in Taichung City. While companies offered 700 job openings, 600 applicants only had 3 hours to complete interviews. Job applicants were disappointed to find most of the jobs that the 26 companies offered were not handicapped friendly.
活30多年的台北。妹妹，你有没有乖啊？妈咪在台中这边啊，找一个秘密基地，等妈咪找到房子，就把你接来台中住，好不好？妈咪很想你耶。一直在找一个很舒服、很适合居住的地方，我想我找到了。
Welcome back to Inside Taiwan. I'm Melvin Tam. In the wake of reports that the United States will not be printing more currency to solve its fiscal crisis, the U.S. dollar strengthened in global currency exchange markets around the world. Gold prices, meanwhile, have plummeted and recently reached a 33-month low of $1,300 per ounce. Analysts says that the validation period for gold may last up to 1 year and are urging caution.
Gold prices have plummeted in recent weeks to less than 5,000 NT dollars per mace, and gold sales have fallen by up to 30%. In the wake of the United States announcement of the end of quantitative easing, global gold prices fell from $1,559 per ounce to $1,351 per ounce. On June 20th, gold prices reached a 33-month low of $1,300 per ounce. According to analysts, capital withdrawals and technical corrections mean the validation period for gold may last 6 months to 1 year. After gold prices plummeted in mid-April, there was a rush on gold in China and Hong Kong. Investors are now holding on to gold to avoid further losses. Analysts believe the long-term outlook is good, but say investors should err on the side of caution in the short term.
Google Taiwan has announced a collaboration with banks and job placement agencies to cultivate digital marketing talent. The company will select 1,000 qualified students and 200 young entrepreneurs to receive the courses, and they will be presented with certificates upon completion of the course and an exam.
According to a recent job bank survey, the rapid development of the internet industry in recent years led to the creation of 5,000 employment opportunities in May. The number of positions will grow by 20% in the next 5 years. The jobs are extremely popular with new graduates. Therefore, Google Taiwan has launched the Google AdWords Challenge program in collaboration with banks and job banks to cultivate talent to meet the demand for a digital marketing workforce. The company will select 1,000 qualified students and 200 young entrepreneurs to receive a free 2-day digital marketing training course. They will then sit for an exam, and those who pass will receive Google Digital Marketing certificates. Google Taiwan General Manager Jian Lifeng said those students who pass the exam and receive their certificate will have the opportunity to work for Google or for other companies. As many multinationals recognize the certificate, the probability of the student securing employment will increase.
Hsinchu County government has created an app to collect information on tea merchants in an effort to promote the area's tea industry. It hopes to promote teas through releasing competition results and using word-of-mouth marketing. A number of tea farmers hope the tea competition can be held earlier, as they have already prepared their Oriental Beauty tea for the competition.
Hsinchu County government is using a tea museum app to promote teas. The app collects information on tea merchants and encourages youths to visit Hsinchu County to participate in a treasure hunt event. While the county government has worked hard to promote the region's tea industry and tea merchants, Oriental Beauty tea farmers hope the tea competition can be held earlier than scheduled. This year, Oriental Beauty tea production suffered from inclement weather, and farmers were only able to harvest a small amount of high-quality Oriental Beauty tea leaves. Farmers hope to enter tea leaves into the competition before tea quality declines. Hsinchu County government encourages tea farmers to recultivate barren tea plantations to increase Oriental Beauty tea production and profits.
as annual carbon dioxide emission in Taiwan now exceeds 260 million tons. The Environmental Protection Administration has drafted legislation to restrict the carbon dioxide output of major producers. In response to reports that Taiwan Power and CPC Corporation have been compressing and burying carbon dioxide in western Taiwan, Taipower said it is currently conducting a geological survey and no carbon dioxide-related action has been taken. CPC, meanwhile, has declined comments as of noon on June 25th.
According to reports, Taiwan Power and CPC Corporation have been secretly compressing and burying carbon dioxide in western Taiwan to meet Environmental Protection Administration restrictions on carbon dioxide output. After one expert expressed concerns over earthquakes and gas leakage, Taipower released a statement saying it is currently conducting a geological survey in Zhanghua and has yet to undertake any action. Furthermore, a pilot test involving 10,000 tons of carbon dioxide would not be conducted until 2017. CPC, meanwhile, has declined comment on reports that it conducted a 100-ton test trial in Yunling earlier this year. The EPA, which has drafted legislation aimed at reducing carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions, says a number of power plants and petrochemical refineries are exploring the possibility of storing compressed carbon dioxide 1 kilometer below the Earth's surface. Under EPA regulations, carbon dioxide that is not released into the air is regarded as reduced production. The EPA is expected to finalize relevant regulations by the end of the year.
One frozen egg bank recently reported hundreds of new customers in half a year, of which 80% were unmarried. Many are executives who have postponed motherhood for the purpose of career.
Many female office workers find it hard to balance work and family, as they are afraid of losing their jobs if they take maternity leaves. Therefore, many are opting to have their eggs frozen to increase their chances of future pregnancies once their careers have stabilized. Now, even unmarried workers are opting to have their eggs frozen. A frozen egg bank located near the Hsinchu Science and Industrial Park has reported 150 new customers over the past half year, an increase of 50% year-on-year. Out of that number, 80% are unmarried. They are afraid that by the time they meet their future husbands, they will be of advanced age and have to face the risks of midlife pregnancy. Therefore, they have chosen to have their eggs frozen. This option is not cheap. The procedure to extract the eggs costs more than 100,000 NT dollars, while the cost to store the frozen eggs at minus 196 degrees is 6,000 NT dollars annually.
你以为你看着巴黎，你以为你看着东京，你以为这是你第一次看见它。你以为它是海港，其实它是一座城市。当你看见这个城市，城市也看见你。高雄。
2013年侨商经营管理研习会定于8月26日至9月6日办理，欢迎侨营企业中高阶现职主管、专业经理人、具备管理实务经验之侨商参加，详情请上网查询。
Welcome back, and here's a look at what's on the event calendar. that concludes today's Inside Taiwan. I'm Melvin Tan. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.
9位越南、缅甸优秀侨生腼腆地走进侨委会，他们是从1000多位申请温永康奖学金的同学中脱颖而出的佼佼者。每个人都带着感恩的心前来侨委会，要亲自向温永康表达谢意。在副委员长吕元荣主持下，同学们一一站起来，说出心中的感谢。有人特地向校方告假前来，有人情绪激动的哽咽落泪，场面相当温馨。
真的感觉就是很温暖，然后也无论是精神上、实质上都很有帮助。这样真是一笔不少的钱。我不知道我将来会怎么样对待这笔钱，但是现在对我来说都是一笔真的是很丰厚的一笔奖学金。这样，那我也希望自己能够善用这笔钱，就是好好读书，也希望自己将来能够有能力也这样去帮助别人。这样，
收到温永康奖学金自己都感到很高兴，然后都鼓励自己去学习，更加努力的升学，然后把自己的能力提高，让毕业时候可以出去社会，就是帮忙有些需要帮忙，就是要帮助的人。
这笔5万加币，折合台币144万多元的奖学金，是侨委会目前受理最高额的侨生奖助学金。来自温哥华的侨领温永康不但允诺要持续捐赠，更以自身失学，从越南逃难到加拿大受恩于人，而后努力创业成功，再回馈社会的经历，激励在场的同学。
所以我也希望我们的学生今天不需要10年寒窗，你只需要4年的寒窗。所以当你收到我们的学费的，你就专心专意去，但是不要去 KTV 就是了啊。然后就读好书了，以后你赚了很多钱了，那才是你以后的将来。所以到你有钱的时候，你觉得那个5000块美金是小 case 了，因为到时候你已经是很富有的了。你知识富有，你的资产也是富有，你所有的富有。
一切感激非言语所能形容。同学们手持感谢卡，与温永康先生握手致意，也要让这颗爱的种子在心中落地生根，盼望自己未来有能力，也能将这份温情延续下去。台湾观电视简信玲、钟建刚台北采访报道。